I live in Las Cruces, New Mexico. I work the night shift at a gas station off I-10. It's one of those places where you can go hours without seeing a single car, just a desert and darkness and the hum of the fluorescent lights. 2 years ago, a guy came in with a gun and robbed the night clerk, pistol whipped him, took everything in the register. After that, the owner installed a security booth behind the counter, bulletproof glass, steel door, panic button that drops metal bars over the windows and locks everything down. But the fire inspector made him keep the emergency exit off the lockdown. Said you can't have a system that traps people inside during a fire. I thought it was overkill. I never thought I'd actually need it. It was a Thursday night in March. The rain had started around 9 p.m. By midnight, it was a full storm. Thunder rolling across the desert like something angry waking up. Lightning flashing every few minutes. The kind of night where you don't expect anyone to come in. Around 1 a.m., a car pulled into the lot. It parked at the far end, away from the pumps, away from the lights. I watched it through the window. The engine stayed on. The headlights stayed on, but no one got out. 5 minutes passed, then 10. The car just sat there, rain hammering the windshield. I couldn't see inside. I glanced at the security monitor. 4 camera feeds, parking lot, pumps, front door, inside the store. Then the car door opened. A man stepped out. He stood there for a moment, looking around. Then he looked directly at the camera above the door. He reached into his pocket, pulled out a cap, put it on, low over his eyes. That's when I felt it. Something wrong, something deliberate. He walked through the rain, slow, like he didn't notice it. By the time he reached the door, he was soaked. Mud on his boots, mud on his jeans, water dripping onto the floor. The door chimed. He stepped inside. His eyes scanned the store, then landed on me. The cap shadowed his face. I couldn't see his eyes. "There's been an accident," he said. His voice was calm, too calm. Down the road, a car flipped. A woman's hurt bad. My hand moved closer to the panic button. "Did you call 911? "Phone's dead," he said. He took a step toward the booth. "I need you to come with me. Hold the flashlight while I pull her out." Thunder cracked outside. The lights flickered. "I can't leave the store," I said. "But I'll call 911 right now." "There's no time," he said. His voice changed. Harder. "She's bleeding out. You need to come now." I reached for the phone. He moved fast, lunged at the booth. His hands slammed against the glass. I hit the panic button. The metal bars dropped. Over the window, over the door. The locks engaged. He stumbled back, looked around, realized he was trapped inside. But I was safe, behind the glass, behind the steel. He turned to me, his face twisted. Rage, pure rage. He pounded on the glass. Once, twice. The bulletproof glass didn't even shake. "Let me out," he said, his voice low. Dangerous. I didn't move. I just stared at him. Phone in my hand, dialing 911. He looked at the bars, the windows. Then he ran, toward the back. The emergency exit. It wasn't covered by the security system. I heard it slam open. Then nothing. Just rain. Thunder. Silence. The police came 20 minutes later. They searched the area. The car was gone. He was gone. They pulled the security footage. 4 angles. Every frame. But the cap did its job. His face was never visible. Not once. Just shadow under the brim. He knew where the cameras were, the detective said. Covered his face before he even walked in. They ran the plates on the car. Stolen. Reported missing from a parking lot in El Paso 3 days earlier. No fingerprints. No DNA. No face. No name. The detective told me I was lucky. He said guys like that don't give up easy. He said the security booth probably saved my life. I still work the night shift. I don't have a choice. But every time a car pulls into the lot and just sits there, I watch. I wait, and I keep my hand close to that button, because I know he's still out there. And I know he remembers where I work. I live in a small town in northern Wisconsin, the kind of place where nothing ever happens. I was 24 and working nights at a gas station off Highway 50. It was the only one open past midnight for 30 miles. Quiet job, easy money. Most nights I'd just sit behind the counter and read. There was a regular who came in every night. His name was Dale, at least that's what he told me. Mid-50s, average build, Always wore the same brown jacket. He'd show up around 2 a.m., buy a pack of cigarettes and a coffee. We'd chat for a few minutes, then he'd leave. At first I liked him. He was polite, asked about my day, talked about the weather, normal stuff. He told me he lived alone in a house on Maple Street. I actually knew the place. I'd driven past it a few times on my way to work. Small house, chain link fence, nothing special. After a few weeks, he started talking about his neighbor. The neighbor had a dog, a Rottweiler.
Big.
Loud. Dale hated that dog. It barks all night, he said. Every single night. I can't sleep. I told him maybe he should talk to the neighbor. He shook his head. Tried that. Guy doesn't care, says the dog is just being a dog. He started bringing it up every time he came in. The dog, the barking, how it was driving him crazy. I'd just nod and listen. What else could I do? Then one night, about a month in, he said something that stuck with me. Wet snow was slapping the windows and the wind kept rocking the sign outside. He was stirring his coffee, staring at nothing. That dog's gonna be quiet soon, he said. Then he smiled, one way or another. I laughed, nervous. I thought he was joking. He didn't laugh back. He just kept smiling. Then he left. After that, I started feeling uncomfortable around him. He still came in every night, still bought the same things, still talked about the dog, but something had shifted. His complaints got darker, more specific. I looked up what foods are toxic to dogs, he said one night. Did you know chocolate can kill them? Grapes too. I didn't respond. I just rang up his cigarettes. Interesting stuff, he said. Then he left. 3 weeks later, it happened. It was a Wednesday night. The wind was brutal, and ice kept ticking against the roof like handfuls of gravel. The power had flickered twice already. Dale walked in around 2 a.m., soaking wet, but he was smiling, bigger than I'd ever seen. I did it, he said. He walked up to the counter, leaned in close. I finally did it. Did what? I asked. The dog, he said. I gave it some meat, special meat. My stomach dropped.
It was eating it when I left, he said.
By now, it's probably feeling it. He laughed, a real laugh, like he just told a funny joke. Dale, I said. That's illegal. That's animal cruelty. He shrugged. Who's gonna know? Dog eats some meat, gets sick, dies, happens all the time. The lights flickered again. Somewhere nearby, something popped sharp and electric. The lights went out. Total darkness. Just for a few seconds. When they came back on, Dale was already walking toward the door. See you tomorrow, he said. Then he was gone. I stood there. My heart was pounding. I thought about the dog, alone in that yard, eating poison, dying slowly. I couldn't just stand there. I called my coworker and told him I had an emergency. He showed up in 15 minutes. I drove to Maple Street, found the dog barely breathing, got it into my car, and drove straight to the emergency vet. They worked fast, fluids, charcoal, IV. The vet said I got there just in time. I told them everything. They called the police. I gave a statement. Dale was arrested the next day. Animal cruelty. First offense. He got 6 months. Served 3. Good behavior. I went back to work. Tried to forget about it. The neighbor kept the dog. It survived. But it changed. It never barked anymore. Not once. The vet said trauma does that sometimes. 3 months later, I was working the night shift. Same gas station. Same counter. Same fluorescent lights buzzing overhead. The door chimed at 2 a.m. I looked up. Dale. He walked in like nothing had happened. Same brown jacket. Same calm face. He came up to the counter. Looked me right in the eyes. You shouldn't have gotten involved, he said. His voice was flat. Cold. That wasn't your business. I didn't say anything. My hand was under the counter, near the panic button. He smiled. That same smile. Oh well, he said. Doesn't matter now. At least the dog stopped barking. He turned and walked out. Didn't buy anything. Just left. I watched him get in his car. Watched him drive away. My hands were shaking. After my shift, I drove home. It was almost 7 a.m. Sun was just coming up. I pulled into my driveway. Walked to the front door. That's when I saw it. On my porch. Next to the welcome mat. A piece of raw meat. Red. Glistening. And beside it, a small brown glass bottle. I called the police. They took a report. Increased patrols on my street. But Dale was never charged. No proof it was him. no cameras, no witnesses. That was 2 years ago. I moved to a different town, different job, different life. But sometimes, late at night, I think about that smile, and I wonder if he's still out there, waiting, watching, and I wonder whose door he's standing at now. I live in Savannah, Georgia. I've been driving trucks for 12 years, long haul mostly, East Coast routes. I know every way station, every rest stop, every gas station from Florida to New Jersey, and I've got Rex. He's a German Shepherd. Been riding with me for 6 years, best co-pilot I've ever had. This happened last October. I got a job hauling a container from the port of Savannah up to Newark. Standard run. Manifest said dry goods, canned vegetables, rice, flour, nothing unusual. They loaded the container onto my trailer at the port, sealed it up, gave me the paperwork. I remember the forklift operator looking at me weird, like he wanted to say something. He opened his mouth, then closed it, just said, "Drive safe." I didn't think much of it. Loaded Rex into the cab, hit the road. The first few hours were normal. Clear skies, light traffic. Rex slept in the passenger seat. I had the radio on low. Everything was fine. Then around midnight, I hit a rough patch on I-95, road construction, uneven pavement. The whole rig shook. Rex woke up, started whining. Then I heard it, a knock, from behind me, from the container. I turned down the radio, listened. Nothing. Just the hum of the engine. Rex's ears were up. He was staring at the back wall of the cab. "Easy, boy," I said. "Just the load shifting." I kept driving. A few minutes later, another knock. Louder this time. 3 in a row. Rex started growling, low and deep, the hair on his back standing up. I told myself it was nothing. Canned goods. Heavy boxes. They shift. They fall. They make noise. But Rex wouldn't stop growling, and the knocks kept coming. Every few minutes. Random, uneven. I needed to stop anyway. Gas. Food. Bathroom. I pulled into a truck stop in South Carolina, one of those big ones with a diner attached. I parked in the lot, told Rex to stay. Walked to the diner, ate a burger, used the bathroom, maybe 20 minutes total. When I came back, I saw it immediately. The container doors. One of them wasn't shut, hanging slightly open, shifting just a little in the wind. My stomach dropped. Those doors lock from the outside, padlock and seal. There's no way to open them from the inside. No way. The lock was gone. The seal wasn't intact. I walked closer, slowly. Rex was barking inside the cab.
Going crazy.
I looked into the container, turned on my flashlight. The boxes were stacked. Normal, but something was wrong. The back wall. It was too close. The container was 40 feet, but the cargo only went back maybe 30. I climbed inside, my flashlight beam shaking. I reached the back wall, pressed against it. It moved, a false panel. It swung open. Behind it was a space, maybe 8 feet deep, hidden. There was a mattress on the floor, dirty, stained, empty water bottles, canned food, wrappers, a plastic bucket in the corner. The smell hit me, human, old sweat, waste. Someone had been living in there, but it was empty now. I backed out of the container. My hands were shaking. I called the police. They came, searched everything, took photos, asked me questions I couldn't answer. The detectives said they weren't sure what it was. Human trafficking, drug smuggling, both. The hidden compartment was professional work, not amateur. Organized. "You're just the driver," he said. "You might not be involved, or you might be the perfect cover." They let me go. No charges, not enough evidence. 2 days later, I was back on the road. New job, new route. I stopped for gas at a station outside Jacksonville. Rex needed to stretch his legs. I needed coffee. I was standing by the pump when my phone rang. No caller ID, just a blank screen. I answered. Silence. Then a voice. Male. Calm. "You shouldn't have stopped at that truck stop." My throat tightened. The package was supposed to arrive. You were supposed to keep driving. "Who is this?" I managed. "Next time, don't stop." The line went dead. Rex started barking. I looked up. Across the gas station lot, a black SUV was parked. Windows tinted, engine running, just sitting there. I got in my truck, started the engine, pulled onto the highway. The SUV followed me for 30 miles. Then it was gone. I don't know what I was carrying that night. I don't know who was in that container. I don't know where they went, but I know they're still out there, and I know they have my number. Which one disturbed you the most? Leave a comment and let me know. If you're new here, consider subscribing, because next time, the story might be about you.